So, good evening, all of you, my dear fellow Toastmasters. And as today there are no guests, so good evening to my fellow Toastmasters. And I welcome you all to 299 chapter meeting of Bane Toastmasters Club. And today we are going to do our table topic marathon. Our clubs provide a supportive and positive learning experience. In the member are empowered to develop communication and leadership skill, resulting in general greater self-confidence and personal growth. Let me explain you some basic rules of the meeting. Please mute your microphone when you are not speaking. Also rename yourself by prefixing yourself by Toastmaster or a guest. Please put your mobile phone in silent to avoid the distraction in between the meeting. Be cognizant of the body movement, multitasking, and background. Use the chat box for any questions and or comments. And for feedback, you can send personal message to any table topic speaker. Please use a clap emoticon or just mute yourself and show your clap like this. And when you are begin to speak, the correct protocol is that you have to greet in the manner, good evening, presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster, and for today's our table topic master. Now we can move towards as today I'm the presiding officer also, so I welcome you all, but as today we don't have any guests, so I can hand it over our stage to table topic master Toastmaster Yatin. Over to you.
Thank you very much, presiding officer Toastmaster Shubham. It is absolutely fantastic to be here today, and I'm really excited for this fun meeting. I hope you guys have a lot of takeaways and learnings from today. I am going to try and host a table topic marathon. Since we've got only about 8 attendees today, we'll have a little bit of fun with our meeting today. So the format of this meeting is going to be a little bit unusual. So let me first go ahead and help you understand the format of this meeting. The format is going to be that we are going to have table topic sessions. Each of you can go ahead and nominate yourself, not nominate, but you will get a chance to give or talk on a specific topic. I will choose the topic. There won't be any pickings or everybody won't get the same topic. Everybody will get a different topic. I will be fair to give you guys topics on which you can speak easily enough. Okay. So this will be a little bit more of a practice for you. I want all of you, because I had asked all of you guys to do a little bit of homework where I had asked you to look at the judges' ballot. The reason why I had done that is because you would understand what are the elements that judges really focus on when they are trying to grade you. So when you are speaking on this topic, on any given topic, I want you to speak on the I want you to speak technically, like you're speaking at a table topic contest. Okay, so that way I can actually go ahead and judge you. I won't give you scores or anything. I will try to give you some feedback on what you could have done better, how you could have improved, what is it that you did really well. All of those things that I will try to give you a 1-minute feedback. I'm not going to go into too much of depth because of course I want to respect everybody's time. And then I will also open it up for the rest of the audience to give one tip that you can do, or as many as you want to speak. Now, and it's not compulsory that everyone should come up with a particular area for improvement, but I want all of you, or at least 1 or 2 of you, to then also give a couple of areas that they can improve upon. Then after that, after the first round is over, you can actually write down. I want you to jot down all these areas of improvement that it will be what will be mentioned. Okay, but once you go ahead and then as a part of second round, you can try to focus on those areas of improvement. Okay, it is a learning session. We are truly learning. Okay, at this contest, at this meeting. Okay, so with that being said, my timer is going to be Shubham, and when Shubham is speaking, I will be the timer. But again, I want all of you to see if you. I want to take a pause, and I want to see if any of you have any question on how we are going to have this meeting today or the proceedings of this meeting today? Any questions? Okay.
Not from my end.
So Yatin, I have one question. So we will have only timer role and no other rules like counter and grammar and okay.
Nothing. We are not going to do our counter grammarian. That is all. Guys, try to understand. Table topics, I want you to focus on the technicalities. Okay. If speaking eloquently with good grammar and perfect communication skills is a given. Okay. It's a given for public speaking. It's a given for any kind of speaking. Now, you would know when you have spoken incorrect grammar or used an incorrect form of sentence construct. If you haven't, I will try to go ahead and give you that feedback in my speech. Okay, but I'm not going to go into the depths of it. Okay, so this meeting is just going to have a timer, and I am going to go ahead and have what do you call? Oh, that distracted me. But I'll go ahead and give you feedback as much as I can. And then, of course, open it up for a couple of you guys to also give feedback to the speaker. Okay, makes sense?
Yeah. Yes, I think.
Right.
And
okay.
Before, could you please give us some guidance or tips which will help us in first round itself?
Okay. Let's do that. Give me 1 second. All right. So again, here is my takeaway on table topics. Okay. Table topic is something, of course, the topics come to you at the last moment. So you have maybe about 10 to 15 seconds, okay, to create or construct your thoughts. Okay. My suggestion to you would be that whenever a topic is given to you, you focus on how you want to start, what example you want to give in the middle, and how do you want to end. Okay, in 15 seconds, you just need to go ahead and focus on you. And by the way, this will come through practice. You need to focus on how do you want to start. And we humans are so much tuned to train ourselves when we are thinking. When we are speaking, we can actually think as well. Okay, that is how we humans are constructed. So when you are greeting the audience, right, your first action, okay, is when the clock usually starts. Okay, so any action that you make, or you will say, all right. So whatever you say, right, the first word or first action, the clock will actually start at that very moment. Okay, once the clock starts, okay, you can use a little bit of first 5 seconds, okay, to go ahead and greet the audience, correct? You could say, hello, presiding officer, so and so, so and so, and so and so, correct? Or contest chair, or dear Toastmasters and dear guests. Okay, you can, if you want to buy more time, okay, you can even repeat that question a little bit. Okay, my question is, what kind of vacations do I like? Let me start by telling you a little bit of. So remember, whenever you are speaking in a table topic, you need to have a start, a middle, which is going to be your story, and a conclusion, which is a takeaway or your summarization um, of your overall uh, summarization of your overall speech. Okay, so when you're saying that, okay, let's say your topic is what is your favorite summer vacation. Okay, so I would probably just say that I will start by asking everybody a a question that, hey, I'm sure many of you guys have different favorite summer vacation places. Let me tell you which one is mine. Mine one is this, and I'll tell you why exactly it is Disneyland. And here are the one story about Disneyland. And then in the end, I'll probably say that I would always tell you that you go to Disneyland and you will always find something new to do every time you visit Disneyland. So that's my favorite place, and I hope sometimes it becomes yours as well. So it has to be kind of like a summarization and a strong conclusion, which can either end with a quote, or it could end with a putting like summarizing what you have already mentioned, and thanking the audience. Okay, because that kind of puts a full stop to your overall speech. But remember that the clock is your friend and it's your enemy as well. Okay, when you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes, and then you will get a grace seconds of 30 seconds to wrap up your table topic. Okay, you will see a green light on 1 minute, 1.5 minute yellow, 2 minutes green. The moment you see yellow, okay, you need to wrap up your story and start with your conclusion right there. Okay, so whatever is your story, you need to wrap up by the time you have just seen yellow and little bit 5 seconds over yellow, 5 or 10 seconds over yellow. And after that, you can start basically your conclusions. Okay, so then your conclusion can go for another 30 to 40 seconds. And then you will go ahead and, because believe me, we can speak a lot in 30 or to 40 seconds. But that would help you, that green, when you see a green, you know that you have got only 30 seconds. So you need to wrap up your story or whatever you are actually speaking about, whatever topic, in 30 seconds. Okay, if you see the yellow, that means it's, by the way, it's high time that you have wrapped up. Okay, and then whenever you see a red, that means you are, you need to go ahead and quickly stop, otherwise you're going to go over the time limit. Okay, but you have 30 seconds after your red as well, so you've got about 10-15 seconds you can use there as well. Okay, so it will, again, as I said, it will come only through practice. Okay, you are going to master the art of impromptu speaking only when you have practiced it few times. Okay, also when you're trying to if somebody is asking you, they give you a phrase, like just give me any phrase. Let me look it up. Because most of the time in table topic contest, you get a phrase. Okay, so if you're getting
Honesty is the best policy or something.
Sorry? Yeah.
Honesty is the best policy.
There you go. Honesty is the best policy, right? It's a phrase. Now, honesty is the best policy. You can first go ahead and put your position, why you agree or disagree with that particular phrase. Okay, then you have to come up with quick 1 or 2 examples. Make up a story. The story doesn't have to be yours. The story can be of your Kamwali Bai also. It doesn't matter. But you need to make it your story. Why honesty is the best policy, correct? Okay, like for example, something you can make up, right? I was walking on the street and there was, I was in the house one day and I had left 5,000 rupees on the counter, and my maid who came in and she was actually cleaning, she saw the money over there and she picked up the money which I had forgotten and she gave it to me, because I had actually forgotten that I had kept that money outside. But sometimes, when she gave that money, I felt really good that she could have easily taken away some money and, whatever, she could have taken away the money and she would have not even told me about it. So as a reward, I gave her a 500 rupees. She really felt good about the fact that she was honest, and that kind of inculcated a new habit into her of being honest. So sometimes, being on, so make up a story, right? And give like one story if you want to leave it at that, or one example if you want to leave it at that, or you want to give a couple of examples. But remember, you have to focus on the clock. You can't go over and over, round and about. Your story, that the clock is ticking really fast and you're not able to complete your story. Okay, so
may I add something? Yatin?
Yeah, please. I was going to ask you. So you're a table topic champion anyway. So go ahead.
So one of the very popular techniques that is available on internet, and this is not my technique, it's called PEP. Yeah, prep. Right?
I know, prep. I was going to come next.
So you can talk about
it. It's a good, you do.
Okay, so essentially it's the P means point, R means reason, E means example, and P means point, right? So essentially, like just taking the same story that Yatin was explaining, honesty is the best policy. So you make a point that, okay, you agree with it or you don't agree with it, or you are uncertain about it. You can always take like middle ground also. So you make a point, you've made a point saying, okay, I agree with it, or this is a great thing, or this is not a great thing, or I am undecided on this matter. So that's the point that you made, right? And then you give a reasoning for it, why you are undecided or why you are in the favor.
Your answer.
Or against the point.
Approach described in the book
right? And once you give that reasoning, so then you have to support that reasoning with that example, and which is what Yatin was saying, that you have a story that coming in, right? So you have a story that you actually use to support your reasoning, your point of view. And then you close it again by saying the same point and re-emphasizing that, okay, this is the point that I'm closing my speech with. So essentially that's a broader structure, but you can change it a bit as well. Like as Yatin said, you could start with a story and then say, okay, because of this, I have this point, and then you re-emphasize that. That could also be a structure. There's no hard and fast here, but this is a structure that is really commonly talked about on internet. And I've seen quite a few people using it very successfully.
Parijat, could you please repeat that the structure or
the phrase is PREP. You make a point, you give reasoning for it, you support it with an example, and then you re-emphasize that point. So prep. So how do you prep for a speech? So you use the prep in your table topics context.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's do one thing, right? Let's go ahead, and this is one very favorite video of mine. I'll just go ahead and try to share my screen and see if you guys can hear it. Just do let me know. It's a to share your audio, please install Zoom audio device. Give me 1 second. Sorry, it's asking me for something which I've never. Okay, you guys.
We can see the screen.
Okay. Let me see if
You
you
play the video.
hear it also.
Yeah, we can see the video now.
Speaking up, surviving executive.
We can hear.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, I'll play it.
We can hear it, Yatin, but can you please make voice little bit low?
Yeah.
In the book, Speaking Up, Surviving Executive Presentations.
Sorry, what was the question? Sorry, you couldn't hear properly?
Yeah, so what I was saying, can we keep the voice of this video low? Otherwise it will give issue in the recording when I upload it to YouTube. Copyright issues it gave. Yeah, that will be helpful. Thank
All
you.
right.
Presentations. PREP is an acronym, PREP, in which the first P stands for position. State your position. You need to decide what your point is and state it clearly up front. Get to the point. The letter R stands for reason. Give a reason. Reasons usually start with the word because. The letter E stands for evidence. Provide evidence or an example. And the final P is position again. Restate your position. Let me give you a simple example. Let's say a friend asks me, where would be good to go on my next vacation? I'll prep my response. Position. I think you should consider going on a cruise for your next vacation. Reason. There are many reasons why cruises are great, but the biggest reason for me is convenience. Evidence. For example, my husband and I went on a 22-day, 18-port cruise this fall. It was so convenient to have the ship take us from port to port. We didn't have to lug bags to different accommodations, and we didn't have to pack or unpack. Restating the position. If you want to see a lot of places without a lot of stress, you should consider going on a cruise. Practice using PREP so that you will sound clear and confident the next time you get asked a question.
All right. Did that make sense, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Helpful? Okay. All right. So let's do one more fun element before we jump into the topics. And since okay, give me 1 more second. Okay, I'm going to paste a link into our chat. Let me know if you guys can. Okay, it's a Menti question. Let's have a little bit of fun on the Menti. So I want all of you guys to please log into the Menti. Wonderful, with your names, and let's have a little bit of fun in there. Okay, let me share my screen again. Can you guys see all your lovely faces coming up? We got only 5 people so far. We got 11 people, so I can expect another 5 people at least. Come on, everyone. Hello. Kidhar hai public?
Yeah, sir, we can hear you.
6. Okay.
Do we need to download that app?
No,
or-
no, no. You
No,
don't need
no,
to
no, no.
download.
Just click on that link. Na? It is just a link and you will get to this page.
Yeah, just put your
Yeah.
name. So
Just put your
one
name on
click,
it. That's it.
just
Ye
put
link
and
pe
join
click
link.
karo,
That's
put the
it.
name.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
What to do?
Click on the link in the chat.
Link in
Okay,
the
okay.
There is a link in the chat window. Can you see it?
Ha. Yes.
Okay. Then click on it and then you will enter your name and then I'll put 5 questions in front of you and you just have to answer those 5 questions really fast.
1 second.
Come on. 11 of us, so I should at least see 8, 9 people here. There are 6 so
There are
far.
only 6.
Yeah,
7.
we have already
7.
clicked on that link, but not able to go.
So once you click
there.
on the link, you should see a place for your name, and then you just join the.
No, that's not working at my side. I'm not sure why, but
Just open in a different browser. If this
yeah,
Eight.
let me copy and open it in different browser. Yeah.
I used it in Chrome. It worked.
8. Okay, we'll wait for another 5 seconds and then I'll go
Yes,
with
yes,
it.
please just bear with me for 2 minutes, 2 seconds.
1, 2.
My internet is a little bit slow, so yeah, I want to enter new code. I want to sign up for free. What is this?
Okay, we got 9 people. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to hit enter and your first question is coming. On judge's ballot, which item has maximum points? Please give your answers. You have to select your answer on the screen. On your screen. Let's see. We got wrong answers. It is speech development has got the maximum points. People, I told you to do your homework, didn't I? All right, another question. Next one. Next question is, okay, let's see the leaderboard first. First, we got PG, Shubham, Preet. They did their homework. Okay. Next question. What is more important? Okay. Content, delivery, language, and all. What is more important in a impromptu speak? Content, delivery, language, or all? Actually, it is all. Everything is important. Without that, it will be tough to deliver a good speech. Okay, let's see the leaderboard again. Okay, we've got a new leader in place, Preet. Good. All right, next question. How should one end their table topic speech? How should one end it? With final paragraph addressing the topic, abruptly, summarizing, or repeating the question? It is by summarizing. You're right. You've got to summarize it. I mentioned it when I was actually debriefing. Let's look at the leaderboard again. New leader now. Okay, let's look at the next question. 2 more to go. This, let's see, what with 30 seconds grace time period, how much time do you have to complete your table topic speech? I also gave the answer to this question. That is right. It is 2.5 minutes. Come on, people, not 3 minutes, not 3.5, and not even 2 minutes. With 30 seconds grace period, I said. So along with 30 seconds, it goes to 2:30. Okay. Okay, catching up now. This is the last question, guys. Tough fight between Saish, Ravindra, and PG. Let's see. Simple question. Which table topic skill will you improve? With table topic, which skill will you improve? Public speaking, impromptu, event, or hospitality skills? Of course, impromptu speaking. Very good. Now let's see who is our winner. Our winners are, or is rather, PG. Woohoo! Congratulations, PG. Saish was very, very close and followed by Ravindra. So really good. I hope guys understood few of the things that is important for a table topic. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Remember 2.5 minutes, huh? It's not 2 minutes, it's not 3 minutes, it's not 3.5 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Okay, all right. So let's do one thing. Let's now get into the topics. I want to see, so Shubham, can you share your screen? And I want to see who wants to volunteer first for the, actually, I won't take a volunteer. I'll just take PG, tu aaja pehle. Where's PG?
There.
Sorry, can somebody spot PG, please? Thank you. All right. So let me go open up my question bank. Sorry, my bad. Okay. All right. Toastmaster Parijat, what is your hidden talent? Toastmaster Parijat, what is your hidden talent?
What is your hidden talent? That's the question. When asked, your mind starts working through a long list of possible talents, traits, which you start evaluating and checking. Do I have this? No. I have this. Yes. And then you look at the bucket, which you say, okay, these are talents that I have, and these are talents I don't have. And then you realize that this bucket is so shallow in comparison to this bucket when you look at that laundry list. But my friends, what is important is not looking at this bucket. What it is important to look at this, because this is what you can leverage upon. This is what you can work upon. This is what you can use to make a difference in your life, in life of people around you. And when I was searching for this, what I realized is I have so many talents, so many things that I do. But the most important thing that I benefit from, or people around me benefit from, is the empathy that I can develop and experience with people around me. Empathy, as that word, is really how do you connect with people? How do you connect with their emotions? And that, my friends, is very important, I believe, apart from everything else. And that is a skill that everyone can develop. So I would encourage each one of you, my friends, to work on such kind of a case. For example, when I work with people of different nature, from very senior hierarchy to very low hierarchy. I'm able to connect with them. I'm able to communicate with them. I'm able to associate with their problems, with their issues, and I'm able to offer them solutions which are really benefiting with them. And that really works with me because I'm a consultant in my professional life. So my friends, work on that hidden talent, look at that bucket, identify that, and use that in your lives because that will make a difference to everyone. Back to you, bro.
So, all right. So I'll let everybody kind of think through while I'm speaking. So I think, let me put it, first of all, our dear friend Toastmaster Parijat did an excellent job of trying to innovate on answering this question. I'll tell you, this question is a very difficult question because there are two ways to answer this question. Either you can directly answer it by saying what your hidden talent is, or you can actually go about telling people why your hidden talent really doesn't matter. What really matters is basically what you feel is your talent that can impact the world, right? So I think Parijat took that second route, okay, of trying to give a different perspective, different spin. Now that itself is an additional point in front of the judges, right? Because he's trying something different, something innovative. All right. Where I felt Parijat, I think, could have started was, it was an abrupt start actually. So you could have at least gone ahead and, you know, provided some greetings, because greetings actually warms up the audience and it also gives you a time to think. Because when you started what's your hidden talent, for the first 5-6 seconds, you were trying to actually think what you really wanted to say. But that 5-6 seconds you could have used during the greeting itself. So it was a little bit of a, what do you call, like a stretch of your beginning before you
Pause, like long pause. Basically.
Yeah, long pause. And you actually went to that point a little bit. Now, but it's okay. See, remember, guys, the moment you utter your first word, okay, uske pehle, you take 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, nobody's going to go ahead and buzz you. Believe me, nobody's going to go ahead and the rule is that technically, if the candidate doesn't start speaking in the first 30 seconds, then the clock automatically starts. Okay. So if the person just sits there for the first 30 seconds, you know, just thinking what to say, the judge will, the timer will actually start the clock because they would be instructed that way. Okay. So don't worry, you've got 15-20 seconds. You can actually sit there for 10-15 seconds, think through what you want to say, and then start with a bang. Okay. So don't, and that's what Parijat was doing. That's what you should try and leverage as well, guys. Don't worry. Don't go too long. 15 seconds are also good enough. Believe me, it is. When you look at your clock now, 15 seconds are going to, if I start now, okay, I'm going to continue speaking. So guys, I hope you understand what I'm trying to speak. Okay, this is exactly what I wanted to tell you guys about the 15 seconds. But 15 seconds is something that will be really good if we can execute it. That is 15 seconds. I spoke so much in 15 seconds. Got it? So just imagine how much you can think in that much of time. Okay. So that was. So I think, Parijat, the only thing which I wanted to let you know was, I think you, the clock, when it actually turns yellow, you started your story when it was yellow. Okay. So that automatically, you know, made you rush. Correct? Thoda rush ho gaya tere liye, and then that's why you ended up going 1 second over. So 1 second upar chala gaya tu. But again, my recommendation to everybody would be that when you see yellow, within yellow only you start your summarization, so that you actually don't end up losing the battle with time. Okay. And the last thing, Parijat, your expressions are always amazing. If I want anybody to take away from this thing, is your expressions and your energy. If everybody can bring in that kind of expressions and energy, you guys will always be a winner, irrespective of whether it's a contest or if it's having a conversation with your clients and colleagues. It really helps. Anybody else wants to share any thoughts for Parijat before we move on to the next one? कोई भी नहीं? Nobody has any feedback for Parijat?
Feedback for one thing is that whenever, at least it is for me, whenever I see Parijat speaking, so it always boosts my energy. And I always think, yes, I have to follow this man, I have to follow this side, or at least I have to try. So, I mean, just keep it up, Parijat, just going on the same way and just help us as well to grow further. That's it. Thank you.
Anytime.
There is one
Thank you.
person in this club who will help you is Parijat. Let me tell you. There is no two ways about that. Okay, next, who wants to go? I'm not going to pick anybody because I wanted Parijat to start. That's why I picked him. But who wants to go next? You guys want me to start picking names? Okay, fine. Let's do that. Okay, Preet.
I mean, sir, I was just thinking, if I can get to know about the topic, then maybe I can say, okay, I will go.
It doesn't work that way. मतलब पता चले मेन्यू में क्या है तो फायदा क्या है सरप्राइज का?
नहीं सर, तभी तो हाजमोला खा के आ जाऊंगा ना पहले, right?
Okay. So can somebody highlight Preet so I can see him? I'll give you a very simple question. Okay, don't worry.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So Preet, your question is, अरे कोई highlight तो करो भाई Preet को. Can somebody make me co-host? Folks, can somebody make me co-host? Shubham, मुझे co-host बनाएगा? Perfect. Okay, now I can control this. Thank you. All right, Preet. Your question is, what do you prefer, summer or winter? What do you prefer, summer or winter? What do you Preet?
Yeah. So, what do I prefer, summer and winter? I would say, of course, every season have their own benefit. But specifically, if I talk about me, then maybe it might be surprise for you guys or someone. But I prefer winter because I have my own reason behind that. The thing is, in summer, it is very hot. Okay, even drinking a lot of water is not going to help you out. And then if you are going for a cold water from refrigerator, then obviously there are side effects of that. But in winter, I do have option, and that options are helpful for me. So I'll go for some jacket that I love. Then even though I have other option, I can put another clothes. So that will help me to prevent myself from the cold. Also, in parallel, I can showcase myself in fashionable manner. And fashion is the thing which depict a person from the straightforward. And as a man, as a person, I also want, when I go to market or outside, few of the opposite sex people, at least they should say, maybe the face is not good, maybe he's not a younger age, or whatever it is. But dressing sense is really very good. So that's the reason I always prefer, I always prefer from all of the weather, winter is the most suitable for me. And the reason which I believe maybe few of the other people might not have the same interest or might not have the same thought. But as I say, I have my own reason behind that. And I also think all these reasons are valid. Valid maybe for all of you, valid for maybe a few of my friends, but at least for me, all these are valid reasons. And that's the thing I say, winter is the most most favorite season for me. Over to you. Thank you.
Good job, Preet. It is very well handled question. Okay. My 2 cents to you would be, number one, you started very abruptly. Okay. So again, it's the same thing, guys. Calm down. When you're starting, make it smoother start. Okay. And again, you had enough time to even conclude, which was very good. You actually followed that, when you were in yellow, you were starting with your conclusion, and you actually had a good story already built into why you preferred winter over summer and why you felt that other people might not. I mean, it was very well tackled. Okay, you had multiple ways to go about it. You could have actually sometimes, and just let me tell you, all of you guys, simple questions are the most trickiest one to answer. Okay, because with simple questions you get multiple thoughts in your mind, so you don't know which one to pick. Okay, but with difficult questions you can barely find one, so whatever one you find, you actually pick that one. Okay, so simple questions are actually more difficult to answer, and it could go any way. You could either go so long that you might go over the time limit. Okay, but you controlled it well. Okay, I felt there's a transition from one part of the speech to another part of the speech to the conclusion. The latter part of your conclusion was very good transition, but your first part of your when you started the speech to going into the story, that transition was very also could be a little bit more like a well thought of, right? So you could take a pause there. You could just say, so now let me tell you why winter is my favorite season. Number one, so on and so forth, right? So you could have then gone about kind of giving that. So that pause would have actually helped the person understood that you had actually gone from your intro to like P, which was position. Your position was that it was winter, okay, and why you chose winter, that was first part, that was the position. Then your example, which was your reasoning behind it, right? Your reasoning behind it was the fact that you get sticky and summer is not blah blah blah. But then you went to example, so that transition could be little bit, take a pause. You were going fast because again, most of us are racing to the clock. Correct? You're racing with the clock. So you tend to speak faster because you don't know if you'll be able to end up the story. But it's okay. It comes with practice, as I said. Okay. So smoother start, better transition. I think your end was absolutely fine. I think you had a smooth conclusion to your overall speech. Okay. Make sense?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else wants to give any feedback to Preet?
Just one suggestion here. So one possibility, and this is not just for Preet, but in general, like towards the closure, it could also be saying that, okay, I hope that my reasoning of winter would have converted some of you to start loving winter. So what happens is like you are actually taking the audience together with you saying that, okay, see, I told you so many things. Now, at least some of you should convert to liking winter, right? So that could be also part of your closure and grabbing audience back into your speech.
Absolutely. So, Parijat, that is something that I call a CTA. Okay, which is said, and you guys can write it down. It's called call to action. Okay, for me, I'm telling you personally, it has always worked for me. Okay, at the end of the meeting, at the end of the speech, try to come up with a call to action. Okay, a call to action means, like, for example, in your speech, it was winter to summer, right? And you gave your winter example. So I want all of you guys to try this because that will make you a fan of the winter season as well. That's a call to action, right? You gave them something to think about, right? So Parijat brings up a very good point. It's called call to action. Bring in a call to action at the end of your meeting, at the end of your speech. You could absolutely say, even in Parijat's speech, right? He could have said, try empathy. It is really a talent that we all should possess. So call to action. Okay. All right. Thank you, Parijat. That reminded me of that. So it's true. You are absolutely spot on. Okay. Who wants to go next? अरे जल्दी नाम लो यार, पूरा दिन नहीं है.
Okay.
Yatin, I think you should go with the quiz order now.
हाँ, अभी वही करना पड़ेगा मुझे लगता है. Okay, चलो ठीक है. Next is कोमल. कोमल किधर गई कोमल? कोमल कैमरा ऑन किया? Yes. Good. Perfect. All right, Komal. Komal, your question is, what? Okay. So I'll change the question for you. Sorry. Let me do it. If you were invited to a cookout what would you bring and why? If you were invited to a cookout, what would you bring and why? Over to you, Toastmaster Komal.
Dear Presiding Officer, table topic master of the day, and dear guest and my fellow Toastmasters. This is a really good question. If I get a chance to go for cookout outside, what I will cook? And this is completely new for me. I don't like cooking, first of all. So, oh my God, what is this question? And what I will do with this opportunity? I am not a good cook. So if I want to cook, I will simply go with my Maggi packet, some water, and the thing like stove to cook it. I will go and just create one beautiful type of Maggi, which I recently learned. Like we see how we cook Maggi. We boil water, then we add Maggi to that and add masala to it, and that is the one Maggi. So second thing which you can try, which I recently used. First, you just boil those noodles, okay, in water. And after that, here in a second pan, put some oil, add some ingredients to it, and then put that noodles to that mixture, and it gives you different flavor. So I want you to try that. And don't take pressure. We have Swiggy, Zomato, everything. We can go everywhere and we can order from them. So don't worry. Have your Maggi, and if you like, have your tea and enjoy your outing. That's it from my side. Over to you.
Good one, good one. You definitely remind me one thing, that never to come to your place for a dinner. Or if I'm coming to your place for dinner, I'm getting my own
look
food.
at the positive side. Like whenever you want to have Maggie, let's go to Komal's place.
Or yeah, exactly. Or if I want to have Maggie, I should definitely come to your place. You probably cook the best Maggie.
No, I cook good, but for speaking, I don't get anything. So I will
Good.
Maggi.
Believe me, it was an amazing answer. Because you kind of made. I'll tell you why I really liked your answer, because it felt as if it was really coming from your heart. It didn't come to me as if you made up, right? I actually bought in that you don't know how to cook. Okay, now if you can actually make me buy into that fact that you don't know how to cook, that goes to show that you have got potential of expressing yourself in such a way that you can make people believe what you want them to believe. So definitely, you started definitely well. Okay, but again, think about how you want to construct your delivery. Okay, you want to put it in like a modules, correct? You started with letting us know, why you were not a, what do you call, what you thought about your cooking skills, and why you thought was you that you're not, sorry, not why, but the fact that you are not a good cook, but and why would you come about bringing Maggie? So that was a very good positioning. Okay, then you suddenly transition again. Work on your transitions, people. Okay, put a pause there, because then you suddenly transitioned into how to cook a Maggie. Okay, you started giving instructions on how to cook a Maggie, but I had to catch on to it. I didn't realize it intuitively that you were moving to next topic of your speech. Okay, take a pause, guys. Again, don't run through it, because if you would have just said, so now let me tell you how to cook the best Maggie of the world, because that's what I can do. Okay, now I know that you're going to talk about the cooking of Maggie. You go ahead, and there are two ways to do it. One, I would do blah, two, I would do that, and believe me, try the second one. It would really help you. Okay, then comes your what do you call the conclusion part, right? You put a conclusion. So I said, I want to make sure call to action, right? You had your call to action somewhere in the middle. So you asked people to try that. That was the call to action, correct? So वो तुम बोल रहे थे कि you want to try, but try that call to action in the end. Don't make it in the middle, because middle में call to action डाल के फायदा नहीं है. But that your speech is not ending there. Okay? So go towards the end, and then you say, remember that second one that I told you? Try that one. It is one of the best Maggie you would ever have, and you can come and tell me about it, all about it, right? So I'm looking forward to hearing your stories. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Okay. And the last thing, Okay, all of you. Okay, I think between the three of you, I think the only person who was smiling was Preet. And your story was so funny. You should be smiling at the end of it, but you were not smiling. अरे स्माइल करो भाई. It is such a funny story कि भाई मेरे को मैगी के सिवा कुछ नहीं आता है. Right? Okay. So, but a great attempt. Okay. I think this is the transitions and trying to basically bring your summarization as a little bit more constructively. I think you can probably get a much more a structured speech than what you have right now. Okay. Make sense? Anybody else? Any other thoughts, guys?
Sir, I will say the topic and the Maggie, what she took, na Komal, that triggered nostalgia for most of the people because
Absolutely.
most people are from college and sometime in their life they had cooked the Maggie. So immediately when she will say, "Na, I will cook the Maggie because I don't know anything," everybody will get into memory of their college life, hostel, and all everything.
Totally agree with you. Nostalgia, very good point. Because see, what you did by saying Maggie was you connected with 90% of the people in the room. Because everybody has had Maggie at some point of time. मुझे भी याद आ गया था मैं कैसे क्या क्या एक्सपेरिमेंट किया है मैगी पे. मतलब यू हैव नो आइडिया मैंने क्या क्या एक्सपेरिमेंट किया. यू डोंट वांट टू नो अबाउट इट. दारू वारू मिला के बेसिकली मैगी बनाई है. डोंट वरी. सो बहुत कुछ किया है.
So yes,
So again, so it is a lot of nostalgia. So again, use that to your advantage. Okay, that you connected with a very good topic. Nostalgia, connecting. If you would have said chicken curry, okay, you would have lost half of the vegetarians in the room. Or if you would have said pav bhaji, you would have probably connected with more people as well. Correct? So is it? Or if you would have been giving the speech in, let's say you were giving the speech in England, and you would have told them vada pav, you would have lost them because they have no clue what the freaking vada pav is. Right? So connecting with the topic with the audience is also very important. Very good point. Who was that who brought that point up? Nostalgia one? Sorry, I didn't catch it. Preet, good one. Good catch on that. Anybody else?
One suggestion for Komal here or for anyone again. So when you were suggesting the second piece, if you can add a name to it, it will make it more memorable. So you could have, now I'll tell you the secret, the Komal secret recipe, or like Komal's Maggie, like the one that you would have never tried ever in your life. So what happens is then you say, okay, Komal's Maggie. So now that becomes a Komal's special Maggie, whatever. Now, and as Yatin said, like when you go for a call to action, you could have said, okay, go and try this, and then you will remember this, something like that. So basically that will easy to refer in future. So
absolutely, Parijat. Yeah, calling to putting some giving yourself a giving your topic a name while you're giving a speech is a great achievement if you can get to that. Okay, because it really is, that means you have mastered the art of how to convert your speech into a personalized speech. So definitely practice. Okay, all right, next one. Who wants to go? Okay, let's go with Ravindra.
Yes.
Okay, किधर गया Ravindra भाई अपना? Very good. Let's say Adam. Okay, let's see, Ravindra, your question is, what's the strangest thing a friend has ever done at your house? What's the strangest thing a friend has ever done at your house? Over to you, Ravindra.
Okay. Good evening, presiding officer, table topic master, and my dear fellow fellow teammates. So, as we know that friends are very important in our life. So one of my in our college group, one of our friend, he was very naughty, and one day when my parents were not at my home, so I just in normal talk I told him that, yeah, today there is no one at my home, so let's do something different. So let's see the movie or do some different thing. So I was not aware, and so everyone planned that and we plan that after our college time we'll meet to my home, and we'll just uh, have some fun with like we'll watch a movie and we'll play some indoor games. But I was not sure about that, so they brought it some non-veg at my home, which is not allowed at all. And it was surprise for me, but I was not able, means I was not say them to not to cook or not to eat over here, because you know that friends is always close to you. So uh, then they cooked it and they eat because they will like it. uh, I was not that much familiar with them, the not familiar with the they use my all utensils and everything. But that was, I was strange that when my parents will come back, what I can tell them and what they have done at my home. So I told them that please clean everything and put it as it was there. So that was a very strange thing, and I was I had a fun, but I was very uh, uh, scared what my parents will how if these things come to know my parent, then what will happen. So that is the one strange thing. But I will suggest that please, before invite your friends to your home, please ask them what they are going to plan. Thank you.
Good one, Ravindra. Good one, Ravindra. I will definitely tell me who those friends are, so I'll never invite them. But yeah, but my point, Ravindra, to you is, see, Ravindra, it's um, speaking has to be when you're doing a storytelling, correct? The storytelling has to be, if you want to give a long story, okay, it has to have a lot of expressiveness or a lot of uh, details that is required for the story to be long. Okay, it if see your story, you kind of stretched it, okay, to a point where you were, it kind of felt you left us halfway. What happened after your parents came? Did your parents actually find out about it? You should have either not brought in your parents in the play, in the conversation, because you brought a character into the conversation who we don't know what really happened with at the end of it. Okay, so storytelling is again an art, to the Toastmaster Ravinder, it could also be the fact that tu zindagi mein bahut sach bolta hai. Okay, you are a very honest person. Meri tarah, you are not a storyteller jo baat baat pe basically story bana ke, you have to make a lot of stories to hide a lot of your flaws. But you need to start doing that. Try to basically build up a good story. When you try to give a story to when you try to give a reason to somebody, they will always you will always know whether you are going to get caught or whether you are going to, you know get get away with it. So again, don't stretch your story too much. Okay, try to keep it very short. Okay, transition was there. You had a transition in the beginning on what really uh, you had a good start, but your transition was there. Lot of filler words, because you were thinking about your story in your mind. You had so, be, because there were a lot of filler words that you were using, because you were trying to think of the story while you were speaking. Okay, so speak little bit more. If you would have cut down your story a little bit short, okay, that hey, we were supposed to basically do indoor games, and we ended up, we called upon for the dinner, but suddenly we had realized that they had called in for a non-veg. Oh my god, that scared me. I didn't know what would really happen, so I asked them to go ahead and clean it up, make sure everything was spick and span. And when my parents came, they didn't realize anything. And then you had a call to action. So my suggestion to all of you, make sure that you go ahead and ask your friend what are they going to eat before you call them over, if you are very picky about what they should and shouldn't be eating, something along those lines, correct? Short story, don't stretch it as much as you can, and you had your three elements, but just try to make it a little bit more compact.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, agreed.
work on your filler words, please.
Agreed.
Okay, any other thoughts, guys? Okay. I'm assuming nobody's got any other thoughts for Mr. Ravindra. All right. Let's go to next one. Who is going to be next? Sorry, who's that? Aditi?
Aditi, yes.
Yes. All right. I was going to call you anyways. I was like, Aditi, where are you? Okay, good. Hold on. Let me get rid of Ravindra. Perfect. Okay. Let's see where is my document if I can find it. Okay. Aditi, I have a very interesting question. Should you eat pizza with your hands or with a fork and a knife? Should you eat pizza with your hands or with a fork and a knife? Over to you, Aditi. Toastmaster Aditi.
Okay. Good evening, presiding officer, fellow Toastmaster, and everyone here. So I have seen that it's a fashion to eat with knife and all these things. So once I had this in my mind that it's a fashion to eat with knife and all this fork. So I would like to try eating the pizza with fork and knife. So once I tried it to eat the pizza and with knife and fork, but it was what I say, very bad experience. So I think you should not show off to others and to make fun of yours. So whatever you are comfortable with, you should go for it. So when after that time, I never eat a pizza with fork and knife, and I always eat pizza with hands only. So don't try the tricks just to show off others. And that's my suggestion. Thank you.
All right, Aditi. So, Aditi, couple of things for you as well. One, definitely you need to work on your filler words. And I think the only reason why you are, and again, I'm gonna be a little bit honest with you. Okay, English is a second language for you, correct? You probably speak more your mother tongue than
Marathi,
you speak
yeah.
basically that English, correct?
Yes.
So my suggestion to you would be, okay, definitely work on your ers and ums, and that will only come when you are more and more comfortable. You are getting more and more comfortable with English. Okay, so as you are, because as you are speaking, right, your choice of words, okay, comes slow to you because it's not your first language. Okay, so when I'm speaking in Marathi, okay, I would probably speak slowly, okay, just like you. Believe me, I'm good with Marathi. Let's not go to Marathi. Maybe I'll go to Punjabi. Okay, I know a little bit of it. But if I'm speaking in Punjabi, I would probably go really slow because I'm thinking about what to speak, and I might probably make mistakes on what I want to speak because it's not my first language. Okay, so 2-3 things which I will propose for you to do. One, definitely focus on your R's and Ms. I think the construct of the table topic, okay, was also not there. Okay, because you went from kind of acknowledging to, there was, you use the prep method as Parijat mentioned, right? So you put your point, pizza, oh my God, I don't know, pizza with fork and knife. Believe me, I tried it. It was a disaster. And let me tell you what happened actually. So you kind of position yourself and then you can kind of work your way towards it. Okay. So again, think my recommendation to you would be that focus first on bringing in the fluency. Okay. That will eliminate your filler words. Okay, if you can bring in that fluency into your speech, and for that there are a few techniques that I have followed in all my life, and it has really worked for me. And everybody has a different way of getting that fluency. One, I watched a lot of Friends. Okay, मैं Friends का बहुत बड़ा fan हूँ. I've watched all their 10 seasons at least 7 to 8 to 9 times. Okay, मैंने 9-10 बार देख चुका हूँ, because it is one of those sitcoms where the and again, I'm not going to shy away from telling you a personal story, and I'm going to take 1 minute on this. Okay, there is a running joke among my friends, my very good friends. Okay, I come from a convent school, but my English was very poor. Okay, when I left for the US, my friends gave me a book by Charles Dickens. Okay, and when I opened up the first page, I could barely, if you have ever read Charles Dickens, his English is basically of the next level. Okay, so I couldn't even understand a single word. And my friends had just challenged me with one thing. He said, the day you can read one page of Charles Dickens and you can understand what he's writing about, okay, you would have mastered the art of English. They put me to that challenge, and then I watched a lot of English news. I watched a lot of because it was not my first. It wasn't my first preference of communication as well. Okay, I'm a typical Bombaya guy. I used to speak "Are kya be, kaisa hai tu, kidhar hai tu," that kind of a language. That was my language. Believe me. Okay, so over the years, I watched a lot of Friends. I got it. I was listening to people, because reading sometimes doesn't. I was listening to the news, I was listening to the Friends episodes, I was listening to people, and then I started slowly started talking more and more to people in English. And when I did that, all my ahs and ums went away, my fluency came into the picture, and so on and so forth. Okay, so again, for everybody where English is not your first language, okay, where you are not speaking English on a day-to-day basis, okay, try this approach. I'm telling you, it will work and go a long way. Helps? Doesn't help? Then tell me, it's okay. But it's my story, and I think I've told this to many people, and believe me, it's worked. Someday I should call my friend over here who gave me that Charles Dickens book. By the way, I still have that book. Let me tell you that much. I still have it. I'll show it to you guys at the end of the meeting. Still right in my book rack. Okay. All right. Great job, Aditi. Who wants to go next? That would be Vipin, right? Okay, perfect. Can you start your video?
Sure.
Perfect. All right, Vipin. Your questions there. Okay. Okay, let me pull some other questions for you. My bad. Okay. If you had only 1 week left on Earth, what would you do? If you had only 1 week left on Earth, what would you do? Toastmaster Vipin.
Okay. Hello, everyone, my fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. So if a day comes in where I have only 1 week to live, and there's one thing that I want to do is learn cooking. Now, learning cooking has been all an endeavor for me. I've always tried to do it, but never finished it. Or I would even suggest that I've never even started trying it also. So that would be one thing that I would like to do if a day comes wherein my days are limited and I am supposed to do something that is memorable enough. Now, cooking for me has always been a struggle. So I have achieved, so I can claim that I've achieved things in life academically, professionally, but cooking is something that I've always never achieved, or I must say I've never tried. So my only wish here is there should be one day when I at least try making Maggie and give it to my mom, my parents, my wife, so that at least they could see, since their days is also limited in that way, they could taste something really good. Now, coming about other, so that is a bare minimum which I want to try. If I have much more time in my time with me, that is 1 month or so, I could go much beyond that and try cooking biryani for myself and my family. Now, that's a far cry for me, but yeah, if at all that day comes, I will surely try that. So thank you.
Mute.
Mute. Sorry, my bad. So Vipin, again, you had too much of a time left on your clock.
Yes.
Okay. Again, time is your friend, time is your enemy. Okay. Now, in this case, you could have actually gone about a little bit. See, again, let's start with the construct of your speech, right? You started with greeting, you spoke, you directly jumped into an answer. Okay, which was, I want to learn cooking. All right. Now, when you went ahead and went from cooking, the question was, why is it that you want to go ahead? And the reason didn't come out very clear. Okay, you started with your reason to cooking a little bit later, and then you suddenly went on to talking about Maggie. So again, focus on the construct of your speech, right? You've got to have and again, as I told everybody, it comes with practice. Okay, so if you would have practiced, you would probably go ahead and get that what do you call the reasoning, the position, then you go with the reasoning, then you give an example like why, and then you spoke about a month. I don't know why would you speak about a month. It's like talking about idli dosa while you're eating a pav bhaji. It didn't make any sense, because 1 month I was like, but it's okay, that was your speech, but it's okay. But then didn't have a conclusion. Call to action missing, right? Summarization karo. ठीक है, call to action हर एक में होना जरूरी नहीं है. Summarize it, na? So that's where I come from. Okay, why I want to have cooking, because for once in my life, I want to go ahead and feed my wife and my family with my own hands. Right? I would want you guys, if you want to convert it into a call to action, you can. I think that's something that we could all probably try if we had 1 week left, right? Because we are at least for people who are not good cooks or who don't cook at home.
Makes sense.
Summarize, conclusion, very important, guys. 90% of the people lose the contest because they are unable to summarize or come up with something that would attract or give the judges an understanding that this person has finished properly. Okay, all right, that's fine. Anybody else wants to give any feedback to Vipin?
Sir, this topic was really good. If, let's say, anyone can speak up to 2 hours or 3 hours also, so that is another challenge. Yeah, but the topic was really good actually. It was really, really good. Yeah.
That's the technique I'm trying to, guys. It is more about giving you guys a lot of simple topics, because you will get hundreds of thought, and the technique is to pick one out of it. He could have chosen anything. He could have said, I want to learn how to fly a plane. He could have said, I want to go ahead and, what do you call, be a doctor or operate on something. He could have said anything, right? Hundreds of things. But he chose cooking. But that is the technique, because our brains are wired with so much information. How to pick the right information and deliver it in a speech is an art.
Yeah. So just one, I think I'll also like to reiterate what Yatin mentioned. And I think reasoning, specifically in such a topic, becomes extremely important, because just last week of your life, right? So why cooking, right? And I think that has to be emphasized maybe 2-3 times during the speech required to make the audience kind of follow you, because that's your belief that, okay, cooking is what you want to learn. So why you want to learn? And I think you mentioned it briefly, but I think the emphasis on that would have been much better, saying that I want to do something for my loved ones, and this is my expression of love for them by cooking and feeding them with my own prepared meal, whatever way that, but spend more time on it, because even if you would have spent 30 seconds extra on that particular aspect, that would have given you
that time. Correct.
And use the time first, and then also it would have made your speech maybe many times more effective. Because as Yatin said, the choice could be anything, right? And it's possible that the audience will not connect with your choice. It's your, the onus is on you to make sure that you put in the right reasoning which others can connect.
Correct. Because the contest is also about what other people have said, right? Udhar 10 jan aur honge, and what if somebody went ahead and said that I want to go to Guatemala and what do you call do something good for the poor kids of Guatemala? I mean, and they're able to touch people's heart, right? Then your cooking is out the window, correct? So you got to connect with people with that reasoning, because that's what I have never cooked anything for my parents, or I've never cooked anything for my wife. That is like emotional drama. Lekar aao, usme kya hai? Okay, thank you, Vipin. I just want to conclude my conversation with Aditi. Guys, I think I'll just remove the background, guys. Just 1 second. I want to show you guys, because it is one of the things that I really... guys, this is the book that was given to me in 1996 by my friend. And this book is, look at how old is this book. Okay. And let me tell you this much, I have not opened this book even today, because I am so scared that my challenge of reading that first page and not being able to understand is going to, make me even more angry with myself. So मैंने अभी भी आज भी नहीं खोला ये book. Just one.
Sir, can you share the title of the book?
Oh, Charles Dickens. Oh, कभी कोशिश करो. Oliver Twist is one of the novels. There are many books by Charles Dickens. Oliver Twist is the book that it's a movie as well. You should definitely try. Then there is a Tales of Two City, I think. Hard Times. Then there are like a few other books. So yeah. Charles Dickens. He's a very, very profound writer and uses English. That scares the shit out of me. Okay, all right. Who wants to go next, guys?
Yatin, I have one question. Shall I ask it now?
Yes, you can. Please ask away.
Okay. So what just happened in last week? I was judge in some contest. Then I think it was Pune some club. So there I saw this issue. There was one topic on which 10 participants were talking. Okay. So people were there was one topic like when you go to Mars, when you will go to Mars, what 2 things you want with you? So I saw many different perspective of people. Like someone say I will take money, or money and something else. But one contestant was there and he said that I will take optimism and will to live. And it gave very different approach to the topic, and by default, I gave him good marks, So how we can, like, at this stage, what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to complete that 1-2 minutes, that is first challenge. And second, I'm just learning how to, make structure of it. Then third thing comes choosing your topic. So how we can learn it? Only with practice? Only with practice?
Yeah, it will come to practice. But think about it this way, right? If you as a child, okay, sorry, let's take your family, right? Your family wants to tell you, you want to go and tell your family that you want to go on a vacation, okay? And your family is saying, hey, you can go on vacation. And then you say that I want to go to, Seychelles Islands. Now, the first thing is, what is the first question that somebody is going to ask you after you say you want to go to Seychelles Islands or you want to go to Sri Lanka? Why? Right? Think about it. The first question, people by gentle, it's a human nature. So if you are giving a decision of what you really want to do with your question, right? Tum agar bolte ho ki I want to take optimism and will. The first question people are going to ask is why? Right? If you are going to say I want to make Maggie, the first question people is going to ask why? So you need to have the answer ready for that why. Okay. Now, when you give that answer ready for why, then you will automatically go ahead and think of a call to action at the same time, or how to summarize it by the end of it. But tum agar bolo ki if somebody tells you that between day and night, what do you prefer? Okay, you'll say many people have different, the entire world is divided 50-50 on this response. I am probably in one of the 50s, and the 150 is going to be for me is night. That is my preference. Now let me go ahead but why? correct? So now you have to justify that with your reasoning. Why? My night, because I'm a night owl, I like to party, it's very quiet, it's very starry, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, right? And then you have to end in the end of the say, if you really want to experience night, stay with me up one night and I'll show you how exactly it can be more beautiful than day. Something along those lines. Got it? So it has to be, think about why. If you can answer that why, and then you can say, how exactly, or rather summarize it with how others can actually also get that experience, you have answered that entire question.
Okay. So what I understand, like whatever we are talking, we have to justify it, like why it is important. Main thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have said like water and Maggie, just two things, but I have to give that answer very impactfully.
You want to justify why. Why do you think water and Maggie?
Right.
Water, whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
That comes to your mind at that point. Okay.
Okay. Understood.
And
Thank
one
you.
more thing, like I think Komal, just to add, I think what Yatin had pointed out this earlier in his debriefing, that sometimes some people tend to take a very different approach to a topic consciously. Over here, like say this person that you're referring to took a non-materialistic perspective, right? Otherwise, everyone would have said Maggie. Somebody would have said like, okay, I will take maybe my friends. So this person consciously took a non-materialistic approach, and that would definitely get attention. But it does not necessarily mean the person will always win. As Yatin explained, the important thing is why, right? And a lot of times in impromptu speaking or table topic, either a comical element works really well, so great humor, or you can make things like very emotional in nature.
Correct.
Or third, you actually throw the person off their chair by putting in something which they would have not thought of.
Shock.
Right? This person actually took the third approach here.
Yeah. It is shock.
Shock, yeah.
Shock, humor, and emotion.
Correct.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go next? Shubham, you want to go?
Yes, I can.
All right. Let me share my screen.
नहीं हो जाएगा मैनेज कर
हो जाएगा पक्का ठीक है okay fine. All right, let me spotlight you, my friend. Okay. Shubham, Toastmaster Shubham, how did you meet your best friend? How did you meet your best friend, Shubham?
So good evening, fellow Toastmasters, my dear guest and table topic master. How do I meet my best friend? Such an interesting question. This question reminds me of one thing. To remind who is my best friend. So before answering this to you, first I have to ask this question to me, who is my best friend? And if I answer this question to myself, the second question is, if someone is my best friend, where I can meet, and I have to decide as per the place, I have to meet in the formal manner or in the informal manner, by shouting in the crowd or doing handshake like a corporate friends. But before all of this, first thing I have to answer, who is my best friend? And is this the person I am meeting in Instagram or LinkedIn, or someone I met in my college or my school? So in between all this question and thinking about all these thoughts, I'm thinking my device is my best friend, and I met my device with very gentle manner, and I care about this. So I meet this with love in my eyes, like I see my mobile this time. and I try to pamper it by charging and changing the cover with time. So this is all from my side. Thanks for the opportunity. Over to you, Toastmaster Yatin.
Okay, I'm glad this happened with Shubham and nobody else, but this is an example that I wanted to pick any which ways. Can anybody tell me what happened with Toastmaster Shubham's speech?
All of a sudden he get like somebody call his name.
Did he understand the question correctly? What was my question?
Where did you meet with your best friend? Yeah, I think, yeah.
What was my question again, guys?
When did you meet with your best friend?
Oh,
Where you want to meet your friend?
my question, I'll explain. I'll tell you. Where? No, you are right. Where did you meet your best friend? That was the question. But did he understand the question correctly?
No. I think as per
My question was not where did you meet your best friend? My question was how did you meet your best friend? My question was how did you meet your best friend? That was my question. I repeated it twice. That means this is another very, very important thing that all of you guys need to understand. Please listen to the question properly. Okay, the question was how did you meet your best friend? It was not how would you meet your best friend. There's a difference between would and did, correct? Correct. So that is that, and this happens with everyone at the contest. Believe me, बहुत बार होता है ये मेरे साथ भी हो चुका है. मेरे को पूछा है बेसिकली शिवाजी के बारे में, मैं जवाब दे रहा हूँ बेसिकली राणा प्रताप के बारे में. It happens all the time. So it's a very important trait. I'm not even going to grade your speech because your response, the moment your question, because these are simple questions. Okay, and if you give an incorrect response, judges are anyways going to go ahead and count you out. Okay, so how did you meet your best friend was the question, but the response basically you gave was how would you meet your best friend. Okay, so and also you tried to basically do something tricky, which was basically create a best friend as a device. Okay, and not as a human, and that's okay, but device ki jagah pe animal hota to thoda better hota, because device is not something that will reciprocate. Okay, friends reciprocate. Okay, even animals reciprocate. Okay, so try creativity. Creativity is, and believe me, you can do that here. Okay, you will not be able to do it in the contest, right? So you can try, practice, fail, learn, master it. Okay, all right, so listen to the question. I'm glad it happened with Shubham, because koi aur hota to bichara main itna kuch bol nahi pata, but yes, but I'm glad it happened with him. So I can tell you guys that he understood the question incorrect because you guys didn't hear it. Okay,
and I think, sir, most of us actually understood it wrongly.
Everybody
Yeah. Like, so it's not only Shubham, we also understood it wrongly. Like, yeah.
I mean, I was very clear on what I said. I said it twice. How did you meet a best friend? You said it so confidently. Sometimes even I got confused a minute. कि मैंने क्या गलत question बोल दिया? No, but I know I said it how. I didn't say where.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next one. Who wants to go? If people don't want to go, we can have repeats now. Saish, you want to try?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. And then we can start with Narayanan is also there. Narayanan, if you want to go next.
Yeah, I'll try.
Can you start your video, Saish, please?
Yeah, Narayanan can go first.
Okay, fine. I'll go with Narayanan then. Okay, I'll remove Shubham. All right, Narayanan.
Yeah.
Simple question for you. What motivates you? Toastmaster Narayanan, what motivates you? Over to you, Toastmaster Narayanan.
Yeah, thank you. Dear presiding officer, table topics master, and fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, a very good evening. What motivates me? See, currently what motivates me, I just try to explain myself. See, certain days are very, I'm I wake up very late and do things slowly and these things. And some days I am very fast and agile. And certain things, some call from the some of my relatives might motivate me and things like that. But generally, motivation is coming from within. Motivation has to come from within. That is what people say. But I am trying to motivate myself by practicing meditation and some form of yoga, and try to get the. And actually, I I want to do something more, but in the current situation, the energy levels are sometimes low, sometimes high, sometimes in the medium. So I am trying to do justice. Whenever I get motivation from within, I do a good job. I write some emails, some write something, and things like that. And when I am not motivated, I feel dull and demoralized. And suddenly I try to get myself, try to get some kind of entertainment. Basically, not watching TV, but generally I just shy away for doing any mindful work, so that I keep my mind free and get rid of all the worries and fears, things like that. But motivation should come from within. But I try to get motivated by taking the omen and cues from the divine. So as I am into that path, I am trying to get the cues and the omen. And that is how I am motivated. Over to you, table topics master.
Okay, can anybody tell me, can anybody give a feedback to Narayanan before I go ahead? I want to see what you understood with. I've given so many feedbacks. I want to understand how much are you understanding where Narayanan could improve.
First of all, like the start he did. So as you mentioned that it should be start with the greetings. So it will give you 5 to 6 seconds to think, and then you can go ahead with the position and the next steps.
Right? Anybody else?
When Narayanan gave greetings, after that, I found like he's still thinking what he want to talk. And he genuinely start with what is currently actually happening with him. So I felt like we can make up story, something which engage people. Yeah, that's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? One more before I go ahead.
I think
Yes. Yes, Preet, you can go.
I think that is not only for Narayan, maybe applicable for everyone. So I think when there is a topic, then we should respond with that much energy and passion. So the person who is front of us, they realize, okay, this is the only one question which that person want to answer. So I think if even we have less content, or we don't know where we are heading, then that kind of passion or energy can at least give some positive attitude towards us.
Okay. Energy.
No, not a feedback, just a suggestion. As table topic is for very little time span, so we have only 15 to 20 seconds at the start or in between our content to grab the attention of our audience. And if in that we are not doing any kind of voice modulation or any kind of gesture, so it not attracts our audience, and that thing make things monotonous, and that things really hamper our speech during the contest.
And one more thing I would like to add, that what's happening with me as well, like when we are thinking about that what the story or
Response.
what response, we are searching the words. So in that we are not able to focus on our expression or the steps which we need to follow. So that is happening with me as well.
All right. So I tell you one thing, guys. Okay, you all had the bits and pieces, but let me tell you one thing. Narayan, simple. If I talk to you like this, will you enjoy? Hi, Narayan, how are you doing? Is this fun? No, no. No, right? It's you were the entire time you were looking somewhere else, correct? So what ends up happening is that you first of all, when you look somewhere else and when you're giving your response, every audience gets disconnected. Look in the camera, or you can look at yourself on the screen. It's fine, because that's our human. That's our. We expect that people are either looking at themselves on the screen or they're looking at the camera. This is me looking at a camera. This is me looking at myself. Can you see that? The difference?
Yes.
Looking at the camera, looking at myself. Correct? So if I'm looking at myself, people will accept it. Okay. But when you're looking, yeah, so this is what I'm going to really, that is basically somewhere people don't accept. Number one. Okay. So look at the camera, guys. Okay. Or look at yourself. That's fine. Number two. Okay. Narayanan, what was the topic?
What motivates me?
Correct. What did you spend most of your time on? What demotivates you?
Yeah, okay.
You spend 90% of your time on what demotivates you. You spend only 5 seconds on what motivates you, and that was meditation.
Okay.
Listen to the question, guys. It's not about what demotivates you, okay, or how you are demotivated, right? The question is what motivates you. They want to know what are the things. You could have taken meditation and you could have elaborated on meditation, how it helps your breathing, how it calms your mind, how it really relaxes your body, why meditation is one of the most powerful tool for depression or for anxiety and all those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
You could have, so focus on the topic. Okay, when you are 90% of your attention should be on the topic. Only reasoning is a very small part. Example is a longer part, and then your position is your last part. Okay. Again, the construct of your speech was not there. Okay, you were kind of all over the place. You started with a problem statement. Then you told about meditation. Then you went again talking about your problems. Then you ended with something as a problem only. I didn't even know if I couldn't actually get why you would, what you wanted to do during the ending. Construct, position, reasoning, example, position. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Anybody else?
One more thing I'd like to add here. So generally, whenever you're speaking, to take like a positive stance of any nature, that would always connect audience much more than, so in this example, motivation and demotivation. Demotivation usually will give like slightly more negative feeling to everyone. You may use that as a reasoning for 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 40 seconds to build your story. But if the entire speech becomes that, then possibly more people will disconnect than connect. So even if the topic is slightly negative, having a slightly negative connotation, try to bring a positive connotation.
Oh, okay.
Because more people will connect with positive connotation than negative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Nothing's wrong. All's good. All right. Who wants to go next?
One more thing I want to add for Narayanan, that I always saw Narayanan take part in table topics. Always, he's very he's always ready to try, and he always listens. So big round of applause for Narayanan. Like, he always participate and he tries. So really appreciate that.
Participation is 90% of the winning.
Yeah.
10% is all the construct. You try, practice. I practice every day lying. It helps me with my storytelling. BBC.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Manayan. Who's last is Saish. Come on, Saish, quickly. And then we've got 15 minutes. 1 घंटे में हो जाएगा meeting. Okay. Saish, camera on, please.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Huh?
1 minute.
Camera
One. Okay.
Okay, Saish. Let's see, which one should I give you? This is what happens when you have too many topics also, you don't know which one to give. All right. what are your 3 personality traits? Toastmaster Saish, what are your 3 personality traits? Over to you, Toastmaster Saish.
There are different personality traits in different people, and we have to choose what is our best personality trait within us. Dear presiding officer, table topic master, and all the guests, my 3 personality traits is: first thing, emotions; second thing, compassion; and third thing, belongingness. Now let me explain you these traits in a very detailed way. I work with emotions, and these emotions are divided into 2 segments: positive emotions and negative emotions. When I deal, I focus on the positive. I always approach my emotions taking it towards negativity. And here is how: fate always chooses me based on my emotions, and here I learn my patience. This trait is a challenge, and this trait is also helpful to me. Let me tell you, the second trait is compassion, that is thinking for others. When I always sacrifice myself thinking for other people, always I achieve something different and something unique, which is too beneficial to me. Still, my quality and my personality trait of compassion never goes out from me. And third thing is belongingness. That is, when I share my various things to different people, they always try to give something from their behalf to me, which I never accept. I only give, but I never take. These are my personality traits. But what about you? What are your personality traits which are different from me? Let me know, which can be beneficial for you. And you will learn about your personality traits, which will be helpful to you in your future life. And it can make your name one day. Thank you, and over to you.
All right, good job, Saish. At least you were listening to everyone. So that was a good thing, because you picked on a lot of things which we've been talking about. You definitely had a good construct of your table topic. You started with kind of bringing that inquisitiveness into people by saying that, hey, everybody's got different personality traits, so on and so forth. And then you jumped into your 3 personality traits, and you provided some explanation. I think you lost yourself in positivity and negativity. I think that kind of threw people off a little bit. But you had a proper construct of your speech, and then you had a good conclusion at the end as well. I think somewhere, as Parijat had mentioned earlier on, right? There are 3 elements that people usually look for in a speech. Okay. Remember the word SHE, shock, humor, emotion. Okay. And those were the 3 traits that actually elevates your table topic to the next level. All right. Now, do you feel any of these 3 traits existed basically in your speech?
No.
You had a good response, but there wasn't any emotion, or it wasn't any, I think you were kind of explaining those 3 traits and kind of relating it to yourself, right? But people will, there was nothing wrong with your table topic construct. Okay. It was the content had to have that level of humor or emotion for it to be impactful, for the judges to say, just for example, Komal gave us the reason why she remembered those 2 things, what that guy was going to take on the Mars, because it impacted her. Optimism. Everybody talked about materialistic elements, but this guy spoke about optimism and will. Correct, which was an impactful way. So again, you had your 3, this thing, you just make it a little bit more impactful by either adding humor or adding emotions to it, or why you think compassion is a very valuable trait for people to have, or why do you have it as a valuable trait. Make it a little bit impactful. I think the construct is perfect. You've nailed it. You've got it. Just work on the content. You will get it. Okay. Anybody else has any feedback? Okay, let's quickly go. We can have a couple of people who are really wanting to work on the feedback that they got. We can do 2 or 3 of them. I will not give feedback this time. I will let people type the feedback directly to them on what they thought. Okay, so let's quickly have, like, we've got 10 minutes. We can do 2, 3 or 4 people. Who wants to go first?
I will again try.
Very good. Okay, that was Komal, I believe. Okay, Komal, I'm going to spotlight you. Okay. Komal, what 3 tips would you give someone looking to make a career change? What 3 tips would you give someone looking to make a career change? Over to you, Toastmaster Komal.
Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters, table topic master of the day, and dear guest. So what would be the 3 tips I would give to someone who is trying to change his career? Okay, this is a very vast topic, and I am going through this topic every year. I think, what can I do? What things we should do? And with internet, with many information at our at one point we have, so it is very difficult. Earlier, when it was time, only engineering, doctor, commerce, these were the things. So people were very sorted, but now we have many options. We know about things like being an IT engineer. I'm going from the cooking to the astronaut, or maybe a pilot. There are many options to people, so people have many information, and they are always trying to know, what can I do, shall I go to content creation, shall I pursue my habit of photography? So many confusion. So I will go to 3 points where one should concentrate. First, make a point. Will it give happiness to you? Are you willing to work on this thing whole your life? So go for that. Second thing, for survival, will that profession will help you? Because willing is different thing, but we need money to spend our life. We have requirements, we have family. So make sure that this career choice will will give you some money to support you. And third thing, that you will live a unsatisfied life. You cannot run for your career whole your life. There should be satisfaction. So with these 3 tips, if you are able to change any career path, you will be successful in that. Think about it and go with your career path. All the best. Over to you, table topic master. Thank you.
All right, everybody, please give her feedback. But Komal, good attempt, and you actually nailed quite a few things that you missed in the first one. So good job there. Absolutely.
I would like to take feedback if anyone is.
Yeah, people, please send feedback. There is no 2 ways about it. Please send feedback to her one-on-one. Just ask her just tell her what she needs to focus on. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Next one. Who wants to go?
Chat
Anybody?
box is not available to provide the comments.
What?
I can see only we can chat with the host and co-host.
Okay. Can we activate chat for everyone? Shubham, I thought it was open for everyone. I don't know why.
No, I also cannot. I think I can only share with. I have only 3 options: everyone, Yatin, and Shubham.
Yeah, host and co-host.
Yeah.
I think.
So I'm okay if you want to give it to everyone. I'm ready to take that.
Yeah, just do it to everyone, guys. Just type it to everyone. That's fine.
That will be good.
It's okay. All right. Anybody else wants to go next? We can take 1 more, 2 more. Nobody wants to try? I'm not going to force anyone.
Yeah, I will go.
Okay, good job, Aditi. Perfect. Like that spirit. Okay. All right. Okay, Toastmaster Aditi, who are two people in your life that inspire you and why? Who are two people in your life that inspire you and why?
Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear friends. So there are many people in your life inspires you, but for me, my husband and my teacher, they are very inspiring for me. There were many stages in my life where I felt very low or disappointed at many stages. After my delivery, I have to stop my practice. So at that time, I was really disappointed and um, almost I was like in depression. So when I talked with my sir, so he told me that, Aditi, whatever job you're doing is not low. You're looking after your kid. So that is not a low job. So whatever you're doing is a great job. And that that advice really helped me a lot. And after that, my husband is very inspiring for me because he actually supported me in each and every stage of my life. And he inspired me to go out and work with people and talk with everyone. So that freedom he has given to me. So I think that is a very big thing for me. So I think these two people gave me a life what I'm living today. So I'm very thankful to them, and thank you.
Good job, Aditi. Much better improvement from before. You had fluency. Perfect. Great. Keep it up. Still, conclusion was not there. Please work on that. Your conclusion was abrupt and needed some summarization or call to action there. Okay. All right. Who wants? Anybody else wants to go next?
I just have one question, Toastmaster Yatin.
Sure,
So,
sure.
how consciously we can construct this all? Because if you ask it otherwise or in a casual manner, we can answer it, I think, fluently or nicely. But when it comes to it's like an exam. So,
think about it this way: when you are asked in a casual environment, you can switch between your first language and your second language, but in this you can't. That's why it becomes very difficult to answer a response. Okay, for example, if I'm going ahead and I'm going to try and respond to this question, right, I would probably not use this prep approach. Okay, I would probably just answer it, and just go about, yeah, this is why it is and this is why it is, and that's the end of the story. Correct? You'd answer in a casual manner. You always have a different approach. But even within the casual manner, if you can go ahead and keep this prep in your mind, okay, you would actually have a very meaningful conversation with that individual. So any question people ask you, if you're going to respond to them, what kind of tea do you like? And you just say, I like Darjeeling tea. Okay, the other person is thinking, why? Why Darjeeling tea? Why not English tea? Right? So when you use this prep method, okay, you got to say, "Arey, Darjeeling tea, because first of all, it is this, two. And by the way, when I went to Darjeeling, I tried it and it was really fun, blah, blah, blah. Since then, I'm hooked onto it. Then that's why I love Darjeeling tea." Now that person has completely got all the answers. He's not going to ask you a follow-up question. Right? So all of these things can also be implemented in a casual environment. You just need to go ahead and not think from a contest perspective. Remember prep. आप करते रहो prep. You will on any question, when people ask you a question, घर पे भी if you ask question, कि घर पे भी if you ask, hey, what are you going to make for dinner today? Okay, I'm going to make वांगे bhaji, because it has not happened अपने घर पे इतने दिनों से, and you hate it, and today we had a fight, and that's why I want to go ahead and make it for you. You gave all the answers. बोल ही नहीं सकता आगे क्यों मांगेगी भाई. Okay, so think about it, right? It's prep can be implemented anywhere. It is just practice it, practice it, practice it. You will master it at the end of the day. Okay. All right, guys. I think we're going to call the meeting to an end. It was really thankful to all of you for joining in today. I hope you've had a very, very engaging and learning session. I will hand it over to our presiding officer to close the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Shubham.
Thanks, Toastmaster Yatin, for this wonderful session. It's really helpful for each and everyone. I hope everyone who are present here are enrolled themselves for table topic contest, and who are completed their level 2 are going to prepare for their ISC also. So we hope to see each and everyone in our contest. Second thing, next week we are coming to our 300 chapter meeting. So I request everyone to be there for fantastic meeting, and we want everywhere who are with us, just because it's 300 meeting, and in our district 98 we are the first club who are going to host our 300 chapter meeting. So we have exciting meeting that day, and some guests also join us from area and district level. So if our club member will be there, that will be really good gesture for everyone. So please join us for that. Apart from that, I also like to call meeting adjourned. We are open.
Okay, you want to take a picture before we
Yes,
wrap up
yes.
the meeting? Yeah, let everybody keep your camera on, please.